Yeah. Thank you. Whoa. Hey everyone, welcome back to Notier's Frontiers Diaries. We are finally out and about and having adventures here in the US once again. And our first little exploration was to one of our favorite spots in Illinois, our home state. Yes, there's two parks right next to each other that we absolutely love. And the first is called Starved Rock. Going to Starved Rock, well, since I was a child, since you were a child.
My pops would bring me there all the time. I mean, Starved Rock, when you think of the Chicagoland area, I think Chicago in like Native American meant like stinky onion. It was just swampy,
it was a swamp.
Fields of nothingness. And so it's pretty flat and boring. But if just a couple hours south, it gets more into nature, and there's canyons, and you know, there's the Illinois River that cuts some beautiful gorges and such, and
that's kind of what created Starved Rock.
Yeah.
So the story behind Starved Rock is pretty interesting. There were a group of Illinois people that had gone on top of this rock, and the Illinois are the Native Americans that Illinois was named after. And the rock kind of has very steep sides all around, and they were surrounded by enemy tribes, Potawatomi and other people, and they could not get off of this rock because they were surrounded, and so they ended up starving up there, and that's why it's called Starved Rock.
Legend.
Now, that's the legend. There's no archaeological evidence to support that, but
that's how legends are.
It's an interesting story.
Native American legends, which makes it cool and a little more authentic than just, you know. And the good thing, there's statues of Native Americans, and it's very, you know, and that's where bald eagles nest, and so
you do feel like it's honoring kind of our American heritage.
Yeah, Native American heritage.
Yes.
And so that's cool that the park didn't just say it's a pretty plot of land. Let's call it, you know.
Yeah, let's call it New Jersey again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's call it New Jersey again.
I don't
That
know.
was awful.
All right.
So it's just a good thing that they kept some of the cultural Native American references and called it Starved Rock based on a legend, instead of calling it whatever, Widow's Peak or whatever they wanted to translate it to.
From Starved Rock, you have this beautiful view of the Illinois River.
What kind of sucks is they put a dam there.
They did put a dam there.
Dam. But
I mean, you either like that or not.
no one likes that.
Some people like
No
the
one likes
engineering
dams.
behind it.
That you go to Hoover Dam. You don't go to whatever.
The dam on the Illinois
Yeah.
River. No.
But
you're
it's
not.
still pretty, and there's
very
nice bluffs.
pretty.
It's a very nice walk. It kind of does a loop where you go above the canyons and you can look down into them, and then it follows the river. And you can kind of suck into the canyons.
Mm-hmm.
But as much as everybody goes to Starved Rock,
And Lover's Leap.
and
We don't know
Lover's
why
Leap.
it got that name.
yeah. But what the park Starved Rock is where everybody flocks to, and just northeast of it, don't Google check me, but just right next to it is a park called Matheson's, and that park it's just full of canyons. But instead of just kind of going into them and seeing the waterfall, you can hike a half a mile down them, maybe even a mile, I don't know, in either direction. There's an upper and a lower dells, and that is just
Amazing.
That is
so
fun.
beautiful. Okay, so these canyons, both at Starved Rock and Matheson, they have a waterfall usually if it's a springtime like it is now, and it'll fill up the pool at the bottom,
Yeah.
and it's sandstone cliffs, and it kind of creates this bowl around the waterfall, and these little caves along the
Yeah.
side, and then forest all up above.
It's
and
really beautiful, and
it's perfect.
It's sandstone, and so it's always eroding. So it's getting a little wider every year to natural erosion. But like the tree roots will hang on, and they'll bend over because there's no trees in the middle. So they're like, "There's sun over here. I'll get it. I can get it." And then it's like you get all these trees that are hanging on for dear life, and their root system is exposed through the cliff, and it's just this really cool ambiance to be a part of.
Sometimes you have to walk through the river to kind of get to it, especially at Matheson's. They'll put like stepping stones, or people will have put stones
Logs
to
that
kind
are
of jump across.
Not very stable, but
Okay, it's not like a river. It's like a very, very shallow stream.
yeah, but it's slippery sometimes.
It is slippery, yeah. But kids love it because they can go sliding. It's like a natural slip and slide.
It is, and that's what
along
they
the
did.
smooth rocks.
All these kids just wee, climb back up, wee, and fall on their butts and get up, and I'm okay, wee. But
And no matter how hot it is, up in the real world, it's
Yeah.
always nice and cool in these canyons.
it's unless it's dead noon, but it's just this sliver that's always in shade.
So when we were in Starved Rock, we took our chairs with us, our camping chairs that we use all the time, and we kind of just, at the biggest canyon, La Salle Canyon, we set up our chairs in a little nook along the cliff wall, and we
ate Jimmy John's.
Yeah, we just ate some sandwiches and
people
enjoyed
very jealous
the people
of
watching.
Our chairs, and we watched it. They're running around chasing their little cute children, and we're relaxing.
Yeah.
And there was turtles, there was little fish, there were swallows with little baby swallows. It's sandstone, so they can peck away at it and make their own little dens or whatever you call it.
And that was especially true for the Matheson Canyon, because we also, from the first day, we'd gone to Starved Rock and we'd taken our chairs and we were like, this is a great idea, we got to do this again for Matheson.
Yeah.
So we took our chairs
overnight.
again. Yeah, we camped at Starved Rock. So Starved Rock has a lot of facilities. It's the most popular of the parks in that region, and Matheson is a lot more off the beaten path and less well known, but lots of tourists go to Starved Rock, and they have a huge lodge, they have restaurants,
you can spend as much money
open
as you want
now,
there. Yeah.
Lots of trails,
we sat
they
down,
have boat tours.
We had a Arnold Palmer, I spit it out, iced tea and lemonade.
Yeah,
and
that was
fizzy
really
water.
good.
I'm making a Tim Notier. It's an Arnold Palmer with fizzy water. Try it.
Good.
Thank me in the comments below. It's amazing. But so yeah, we had a really, really nice day.
And then we camped at the campground of Starved Rock as well.
Just when we got back from Starved Rock, and we got back to the motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
So we got back to the bike. I thought somebody polluted in my helmet, but it is a secret message left from Blake. Hi, my name is Blake. We saw you on the trail and we're interested in your journey. Someone had put what I thought was garbage into my helmet, and so I pulled it out and I'm like, what is this? And it was a little...
It was a love letter.
It was a love letter saying that, like, nice bike, oh my God, you should, where have you been? You look like you've been everywhere. And then so it made me feel good. And then there's another little note stuck in by the ignition. And then I found another note from somebody in South Africa who says, hey there, nice get up. Hope you had a leak of time in South Africa. Good time in South Africa. And there's some guy who was born in Cape Town saying, I hope you had a leaker good time.
In South Africa.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they weren't deterred by
this
your
is my
stinky
safety
socks
alarm
that
system.
you left.
Progressive Insurance app said, do you have an anti-theft system? I said, yes. I put my stinky socks. So that was really, really cool.
That was so awesome. And this was really the first time that we'd taken the motorcycle out to a public place. We kind of, how motorcycles go, you can usually find pretty good parking up at the front compared to a car.
Well,
so
and I'm a rebel
right
again, so I park in the little yellow line.
Parking on the grass.
So, no, not on the grass.
No, not on the grass.
You know.
But so a lot of people must have passed it in order to get to the park. And that was so nice to leave those notes for us.
Indeed.
Yeah. And we had a really good time camping. The campsites are pretty secluded, and they are. I mean, there's trees all around, and they have good facilities there, and it was perfect weather. It was just nice to break out the tent again. I mean, it had been a very long time since we'd been camping, since the pandemic, really, and we had to hunker down in Africa.
Yeah.
So this was our first time breaking out the tent here in the States again, and it felt so good just to be camping once again.
Well, and it was a big sticker shock at $25 a night to camp, even though that's the norm and it's not bad here, And there was a little post with electricity in it, so that
that's true.
That was not in Africa.
And one thing that I really appreciated was that the water that comes out of the pump for the campers, you can drink it.
Yeah, you don't have to filter it and boil it and
I mean, we have all these filter things that we use for Africa and stuff, and I'm always concerned about brushing my teeth and everything, and yeah, this was luxury.
Yeah.
So we had a good time with that, and the next day went to Matheson. And I have to say, it was a great way to kind of break into our summer adventures.
Yeah.
Our first kind of exploration of the region.
There's some twisty roads there and back,
Yes.
and I always take the back road. You can take the highway, which, you know, there's always highways and then back roads, but the back roads are hilly and twisty, and then you go through these old towns that...
Oh, they're beautiful, like
Yeah.
Ottawa and...
Yeah, and Marcel's
Seneca.
was awesome. Seneca's awesome. Ottawa's
Morris is
kind of
cute.
is kind of big.
Yeah, but it has the beautiful historic churches.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true. That's
these are
very true.
historic in American perspectives. Ottawa's interesting because a long time ago, it used to have a lot of radon production. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it was a very toxic mineral chemical that would make things glow, but they didn't know it was so toxic at the time, and so the people working at the factory, the women, they'd paint their nails in it, in the glow in... It didn't glow in the dark, it just glowed all the time.
Bonus
And
effect.
yeah, unfortunately
It killed them.
it killed them. Yeah, it is very sad. But just all around an incredible ride through the countryside.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful out
It's
there.
just nice, you know, an hour and a half south of Chicago. There's some places where you know, it's not, you never get away from the air traffic, I suppose, but
That's true, but a lot of people think of the Midwest as just being as boring as can be. You know, if you ride through on the major highways, that's probably what you'll end up thinking, because it's all just cornfields and soy and pretty flat. But there are some hidden gems in Illinois, like Starved Rock and Matheson.
indeed.
Just beautiful.
And so I think now our little rough plan is we want to ride down to Florida to see my mother.
In the summertime, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, July in Florida. Who planned that out right? Huh? But and then, you know, if the border with Canada opens up, we have some priorities. We have 3 couples in Canada that we have to see. There's Phil and Setna, and there's Craig and Michelle, and then there's
The Adventure Hacks. These are all people that we met along in our travels.
Yeah.
Such incredible couples.
And so we definitely, you know, that would be priority. But
And then of course we're going to be doing our big tour of the states this summer as well, and hitting up
some
different
overland expos.
Overland expos, yeah.
And there's a
that'll
lot
be
of very kind people out there. Pete West, and you know, that have always been in contact with us. Brendan Lever.
We hope to meet up with some of you.
Yeah, no, 100%. So yeah. So hopefully we'll see some of you on the road. Stay tuned. We're going to be exploring around the states a little bit more, and
and we'll be keeping you updated.
Indeed.
So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below.
Ding, ding.
And we will be seeing you next time.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.